All right. This video is going to talk about how to write the equation, write the slope-intercept form equation of a line when we're given sort of two random points. Now, we've already talked a little bit about how to do this when we're given the y-intercept, such as the problem that's here on the page. Now, this one might not look like it, but remember that's function form or function points, right? F of 12 equals negative 21 is basically saying, well, that's 12, comma, negative 21. Input 12, output negative 21. Or f of 0 equals 15 is saying input 0, output 15. Now remember, we need two parts to write the equation of our line. We need to know m and we need to know b. We need to know the slope, right? And we need to know the y-intercept. Well, we know the y-intercept because again over here, x equals 0 is always a y-intercept, which means 15, right, is going to be our b value. So we know that part, but we need to find the slope before we can write our equation. So let's find m equals, now our slope equation, remember, is always y2 minus y1. So we're going to start with negative 21 minus 15 divided by x2 minus x1. Now that's an equation that we should know at this point. Make sure you keep practicing that equation, but we need to definitely memorize that one. Now if I use negative 21 first, I need to use that 12 because 15 was paired up with 0, and don't forget we're subtracting. So negative 21 minus 15 is negative 36. 12 minus 0 is 12, and negative 36 over 12 is negative 3. So now I know my slope and I know my intercept. I can write my equation, and now remember this is f of 12 and f of 0. So let's call this f of x, right? Not just y equals, but f of x equals my slope times x plus my y-intercept. And I've got my equation that I guarantee you will go through the 2 points, 12, negative 21, and 0, 15. Now, that was great because they handed us for free, kind of, right, that y-intercept. That makes things very simple moving forward. Now, what happens if they don't hand us that point? Notice in the first example over here at the left, what if they gave you a slope and sort of any point, a random point? Well, the first thing we need to do again is identify the slope, which in our equation at the bottom here, they've told us, write an equation of a line. It's going to pass through 6, negative 3. Note 6, negative 3, not the y-intercept, right? X is not 0 and has a slope of negative 2. Well, I know the slope then. What we need is the y-intercept though. So we need to go find that. Now, how do we do that? Well, use the given information, right? Use what else they gave us, that 6, negative 3, by plugging that into a y equals mx plus b, right? That's what I'm trying to write. Slope-intercept form equation. If we know that y is negative 3, when x is 6, right, I can plug that coordinate into my equation, knowing again that the slope, the number that's always in front of x, will be negative 2, right? Again, this is y from the coordinate that I know equal to m times x from the coordinate that I know plus b, the one thing that I don't know. I'm going to plug in all the information I know, find the one thing that we don't know. Now that means that this is negative 3 equals negative 12 plus b. I can add 12 to both sides, solving the equation. On the right, negative 12 plus b is just b, and negative 3 plus 12 would be a positive 9. Now I know the slope and I know the intercept. I can write my equation, y equals the slope times x plus b. And I've got the equation of my line. Now, on the right over here, what do we do then if they don't give us the slope? Well, we know ways to find that, kind of like we did on the first screen. We can find our slope. So notice the equation, or the problem down here at the bottom. Write an equation of a line, right, that passes through the points 3, 0, and 2, negative 4. Now notice neither x value is 0. So I don't know the y-intercept. We'll have to go get that in a minute. But again, first I need to know the slope. So let's start with that. M equals -4 minus 0, right? Y minus y, over 2 minus 3, x minus x. And m will equal, again, -4 over -1, or basically 4. So I know that for my equation, right, I know my slope is 4. What I need now is the y-intercept. Again, take either of the two given points. It doesn't matter which one. Insert m. So we're going to do that in a second, right? Y equals m times x plus b. I can insert either point that I have here. I'm going to go ahead and pick the first one. So when y was 0, x was 3. Feel free to try this same method, but insert the other point. You could always say -4 equals 4 times 2, right? I could insert that other equation, or other point, into my equation, right? In for x and y. 0 equals 12 then, plus b. And if I subtract 12 from both sides, b equals -12. Since I know m and b, that means that y equals my slope times x plus -12, or basically -12, and I've got my equation for my line. Now, as I said, you can pick either point. So what if we went back down here, right? What if I erased what we had down here, right? And let's use the other point. Would it matter? Should 2 -4 also be on our equation? Now, you could also check that just by plugging in 2 for x and finding your y value. But what if we had said, I know -4 is equal to my slope times x. Well, again, x is 2 and y is -4, so I'm going to insert 2 this time, plus b. -4 equals 8 plus b. And if I subtract 8, you'll notice, again, the 8's cancel. -4 minus 8 is -12. And you'll notice I get the same y value, right? The same y-intercept that I had before. Now, that's a couple of just straightforward ways of finding it mathematically. If you want to see an actual example, some examples of what word problems might look like, feel free to watch the second video. It'll lead you through a couple of different word problems where they'll take you through these same ideas. Given a point and a slope, how do we write an equation? Or maybe just given 2 points, how would you write the equation of a line? If you have any questions, make sure you talk to your teacher. Otherwise, have a great day.